What's up, everyone? I hope you guys are doing amazing today. My head's a little bit more bobbly than it was yesterday, so forgive me. I'm not tweaking or anything like that. Sometimes I feel like I am, though. Anyway, I wanted to jump on here really quick because yesterday I posted a video talking about the Omniverse City, and I'm so excited about this because of all the possibilities and all of the opportunities that it's going to provide for others, especially those that are part of the underserved, those that are disabled, those that have mental illness issues, mental uniquenesses, those who struggle working around large groups of people like myself. It's hard for me to be around people still. And because of the way the energy works, so their phones and the technology, and it's crazy, right? But so I have to spend most of my life in isolation. So that means for me, going to meetings or going to events is very, very challenging. It's just very hard. Like going to church, feels like death. And not because I am being burned with holy water or anything like that. It's simply that people's bodies, their energies, it's a lot for me. I can do pretty well when I have headphones in, like I'm able to go work out, but it feels really, really good to throw a weight around because that energy, is like letting some of it out. So, but either way, it's still a real struggle, because I can feel everyone's phones and their bodies. And so Omniverse, and I'm not the only one like this. And so what's so exciting for me about the Omniverse City, and those of you who know or don't know, one of my dreams is to travel the world and serve. And my mission is through media literacy because of the opportunities that it helps others create for themselves. Media literacy is one of the most empowering things that we can teach ourselves, that we can feed our minds with. And again, my definition of media literacy is different than a lot of people's. It's not just deciphering between what's real and fake news. My version of media literacy, and I hope that I get some credit for this definition, is the understanding of the media tools that are available for us to use to monetize our gifts, talents, and intellectual property. For that matter, if you're a pillow maker, think about how media is used to sell my pillow. It just came off the top of my head. But in an omniverse setting, it becomes even the possibilities become even greater. And so, but one of the things that I noticed, and yesterday in posting the video, I saw a lot of comments talking about how, well, this is just a waste of energy, and people are it's a waste of money. It's a gimmick like NFTs. I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing about the metaverse. I thought the metaverse was the biggest joke ever created, especially with the way that some of the earlier people were using the metaverse for a dance party to hang out with celebrities. No one cares about celebrities anymore. No one cares about celebrities. And if you do care about celebrities, it's either because you're related to them or your head's so far up your butt, you have no clue what's really happening in the world. You've lost all vision for your own life if your head is still up a celebrity's butt. If you're still listening to them to help guide your steps and buy their products and go watch, I don't, watch the movies of entertainment. I'm no judgment. But we've been idolizing the wrong people, and I believe that history and time, forgive me, I believe that history, especially the last 4 years of history, has proven that celebrities really have done nothing for us. Nothing for us. We've been celebrating all of the wrong people. Look at the music industry. Look at the film industry. Look at the world of ministry. Our faith has been put into the wrong heroes. We're voting for what? Nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to change. What has ever changed with our vote? We have our faith in the wrong people. Maybe we shouldn't have our faith in people at all. Maybe our faith should be in our Creator and the purpose that we were given, and then for us to walk in that purpose. And look, I get it. People have, we've always talked about, I've got a job, or I have this degree. What else am I going to do? But I got to tell you something. There's never been a better time in history to pursue your dreams. The tools that are available for all of us, widely available for free or very limited money, for us to be able to build a career or and create a lifestyle for ourselves that allows us to have endless revenue streams, creating what we are inspired to create, using our natural gifts, our natural talents, and then tapping into our life experience, which is our intellectual property. What have you learned? What problems have you solved? What have you overcome? For some people like myself, and the reason why I started down this journey in the first place, what was it? I didn't wake up going, hey, I want to be in media, or hey, it wasn't like that. I realized after being in jail 6 times and living the life that I'd lived and having the crazy story that have and battling the mental illness that I've battled my whole life, like there was no option for me other than going all in on me, all in on what God created for me to do. I getting a job is not something that was going to happen for me. I had to create my own way. And the only way for me to do that with the dark, evil, messed up story that I had, but also the beauty and how I overcame it and how I healed and how I became, me, like happy, at peace, even with a weird tremor that I can't control. I'm doing everything I love to do, living the life of my dreams despite all of the obstacles, and it's only because of media literacy. And well, I'm going to back that up. It's also because of, I was obedient to what God created me to do. The dreams, the visions, the downloads. Yeah, I was obedient to that, and I thank God for those visions because that's all I knew to pursue when it looked like there was no other options for me. After being turned away at every corner, after every job that I thought I had, and then they looked into my past and they said, we can't work with you. We're not comfortable working with you. Even today, somebody watched the movie The Devil Inside Me about my life. They got through 10 minutes of it. It made them that uncomfortable. But it was a real story. It is a real story. It's real crap that happened. It's real things that not just happened to me, but that I did to other people. And so, and to live honestly and transparently in a world that really wants everything to be perfect and neat doesn't really fit in. But for the only opportunity for me was my story. Now, fortunately for me, I had a heart to serve, and through serving and volunteering over a period of 8 years, I was able to learn from the best minds in media and filmmaking and TV and events and product distribution and white labeling and custom formulating. Like, I've done a lot. I've got a crazy resume. But most of it was because I was seeking an opportunity and seeking a way to survive. And the only way I knew to do that was to show up when given an opportunity. And when I was given an opportunity, I showed up in excellence. Every acting role I've ever had, every movie I've ever been in, every event I've been a part of, like, I show up and I do my best. And because of that, like all my acting roles, like being in the Super Bowl commercial 3 years ago, being Brian Urlacher's body double. I got to be Brian Urlacher's body double, not because I was chosen for the part, because I was an extra and I showed up and I busted my butt and I was ready to go. And then I was given an opportunity when the opportunity called for it. And because of that, I got like 5 times the pay. That was the most amazing 3 days on set ever. I'm grateful for that. I've never sweated humble or small beginnings because I believed in the bigger picture. And that's something about aligning with God's purpose for our life that does that. I'll tell you one thing. The day that you decide to choose what God has created you to do, you choose that hero's journey, you choose to answer the call. The day that you choose what God wants for you over what your brain may want for you or tells you, that's when life gets really fun. I lived a rock star lifestyle for a long time, but it was, I thought that was pretty crazy. I thought all the drugs and the after hours parties and hanging out with celebrities and doing all the crazy stuff I did, like I thought that was the magic. Little did I know that serving God is way more fun. And doing what God called us to do and what God created us to do is way more fun and exhilarating than anything else. And the fact is, some of you have just way worse prison records than I do. I mean, I didn't even make it to prison. I was almost in prison, got out. That was the last time I was in jail, but 6 times arrested. You think I would have figured it out the first time? You would have thought the first time that my name was put in the paper for the first time I was arrested with my home address, you think that would have scared me? You would have thought rehabs would have scared me. You would have thought jails and overdosing would have scared me. No, no. You know what actually scared me into submission was isolation. 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 I remember telling the freaking, thinking I would get special privileges in jail. Like how arrogant was I to think that I would get special privileges in jail? But nonetheless, I got put in the psych ward, and it changed my life forever. And it's very interesting because when the tremors started for me, and just really started to make my life a living hell. I was back in being threatened with the psych ward for advocating for myself and fighting for myself. But the parallels of this experience with tremors and when I gave my life to the Lord and now having to basically live in isolation again, I believe me, the theme is noticeable for me. But my point is about all of this is that I had this crazy life, and I got to a place where I was very limited with my options. So I had to go all in on me. And now here it is, fast forward 8 years later, I've been pursuing what God put in my heart to pursue since then. I've seen these crazy dreams and visions come to life and come into reality. I've seen the things that I predicted come true. And again, that's all God. That has nothing to do with me. And the one thing that I see coming true more than anything is my vision for the future, because it's all happening. And yet at the same time, while there's these visions of the future and this crazy potential world that we could be heading into, there's also this amazing opportunity for people that have never had an opportunity before. And disabled people will have opportunities for success like they've never had ever. People that have to be in isolation like me right now have a chance. Like, I don't like being on camera with my head shaking. I hate it. I hate it. It's so embarrassing for me. I love being able to talk on camera. I love being in commercials and getting to do voiceover work and other things. Getting to act is so much fun. It's not what I do, but it's something I get to do. And having that taken away sucks, right? But now, because of the Omniverse City, I have other opportunities. It's freaking great. Like, now some of the opportunities that maybe have been taken away from me, now with what I can do in the Omniverse City, those opportunities that were gone are now alive again because of what I can do with my digital clone, or even what I can do with my voice through my clone, whatever it may be. But there's endless options. There's endless amounts of revenue streams that are there. And I know that I'm going to heal. I know that I'm going to be 100% soon. I know that. But in the meantime, until then, while it sucked to see opportunities be taken from me, now because of what I'm doing and building in the Omniverse City, those opportunities are back on the table plus more. And that's not just me. These opportunities are available for anyone. If you're an artist, if you're starting a podcast or starting a talk show, or you're starting your own version of the Tonight Show, like, instead of trying to go the Hollywood route or trying to get discovered through an agent, what if you just created your own reality in the Omniverse City? And with you being the first people in there to do it, don't you think you're going to have an advantage? And while you say, well, no one's in the Omniverse City yet, one, that's not true. And two, This industry is growing. Like by 2030, I forgot, it's like a $500 billion industry or something like that. 500 billion. And these metaverses and omniverse cities, and they're not going away. They're not going away. And there's a lot of reasons why they're not going away, and they're going to become more popular. And I don't want to get into some, things that would be labeled conspiracy, so I'm going to be careful what I say. But homeschool is going to be a much bigger thing. Working from home is going to be a much bigger thing. With the rise of smart cities and 15-minute cities, people will not be working like they do now. In fact, most of the jobs that are available, if not all the jobs that are available, are the jobs that we create for ourselves. And if we're creating jobs for ourselves, don't we need endless opportunities to create? Because if we're limited as a creator and our imagination's limited, then we really don't have that many revenue streams at all, do we? But when there's endless of opportunities, endless ways to create, endless ways to actually make all the weird stuff in your imagination come to life, like that in itself creates endless revenue opportunities. And then, of course, you have AI to help too. And AI is no one's daddy and it's no one's God, but it is an amazing tool. It's an amazing tool that everyone should learn how to use responsibly. But it's not something that's going to save your life or save your business. But it's something, if you don't learn, you'll be left behind. But another thing, if you don't learn to take these omniverse cities and metaverse cities of the world serious, metaverse city, I made that up, but these virtual worlds, you don't take them serious, that's another area that you're going to wish that you're going to look back in a few years going, dadgummit, I had a chance. I had an opportunity. It's the low-hanging fruit of business right now. It's going to change the speaking world. It's going to change the podcasting world. It's going to change the broadcasting, the live event world. It's going to change the concert world. It's going to change the way tours are done. It's a very special time, but you have to have the vision to see it. So listen, I don't want to sit here and talk and just ramble on for a long period of time. But what I want to do, what I want to say to you is that this is a very good opportunity for you. In fact, you can get involved now. Like, I want to invite you to a meeting on Tuesday, in fact. It's on my Facebook. I'll actually share it in the comments here. But this meeting, you're going to be able to see what this world looks like and start to open up your vision. And another thing I would love to offer you is I have my book, Media Company in a Box. It should be, where it's published, it's like $55. But it's free on my website. And I'll put a link in that also for here. And it's free for you to use. But that will help you expand your vision to what's possible, because here's what's about to happen. We're about to see job losses like never before. I mean, that shouldn't be news to you. We all should know that this was coming. The whole world's about to change, and most Americans are not ready for it. And that's not to scare you, but it's also why I wrote the book Media Company in a Box, because you need to know these skills. The idea and the concept of being a specialist, those days are over. You need to be a generalist. You need to be a generalist. And without being a generalist, you will be left behind. And I could give you example after example, but one of them I'll give you is this. While we were sending all over our editing work and our email work and our photocopy work and our copywriting work and our editing work and all that stuff over to Fiverr and the people that were on Fiverr, what we were doing was training them in how to be prepared for the fourth industrial revolution. So all the work that we should have been doing ourselves, we had other people do. And because of that, they're prepared and we're not. Those are facts. So, but my book will prepare you. And I'm not big on self-promoting, but I'm telling you right now, if you go through my book, it will absolutely prepare you. And if you go through my book, you can write down all your questions, and I promise you, I will meet with you one-on-one and help you. I will answer every one of your questions, and I will help you. I won't do the work for you, but I will help you. I've already done the work, but I will help you at literally no charge. and you get the book at no charge. I mean, yes, I have services I charge for because that's if you want me to do the work, but I have no problem mentoring and teaching you. But you got to go through the book first. Anyway, God bless you. Thank you for watching. And I got to tell you, for all the crazy that's about to happen, there's no better time in history to pursue your dreams. Thanks for watching.